So guys, in today's episode of Struggle, we're going to discuss this nurse that got into trouble with the NMC just recently, and it was basically because she failed to pay a train fare of £17.30. Years ago, this could have happened to any one of us, honestly. To get into trouble with the NMC for not paying a train fare of £17.30, it's something that could have happened to any one of us, guys. Any one of us, myself included. Honestly, I want to explain into detail, guys. I want to explain into detail soon because there's so many lessons to learn from this lady's story. I feel so bad for her, honestly. I'm going to tell you the lessons that I have learned from her story and you can use that to advise yourself as well. But before then, let me pay my bills, okay? Let me give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video. So today's video is proudly sponsored by Skillshare. So you may have heard of Skillshare already, but if you haven't, let me tell you what it is. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone that wants to learn a new skill or explore your creativity. If you want to learn something new like photography, video editing, painting, whatever skill it is, you get a class on Skillshare. So currently myself, I'm taking a class with Ali Abdal. Obviously, my husband is beginning to get suspicious of the love I have for this guy, Ali Abdal. He is so great, guys. He has almost 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and I'm taking a class about how he grew his YouTube channel, you know, a few tips and tricks. All want to get there one day to grow our YouTube channel, and that's what I'm learning from him, his tips and his secrets and all that. If you want to learn this as well, or if you want to learn any other skill or any other thing as well, you find several classes on Skillshare. Skillshare is more like Netflix, but this time around with several inspiring classes for you to learn a new skill and develop yourself. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description, then my referral code Nanel Griselda, gets 1 month free access to Skillshare platform. Honestly, you can learn a lot within that 1 month period. You can learn so much. Take the opportunity, check out Skillshare and learn anything that you want to learn, guys. Anything that you want to learn, any skill. And let me know what class you would like to take in the comment section. So this nurse took a train on the 13th of September 2018. 4 years ago, guys. 4 years ago. So according to her, she had done the night shift, and then she said she closes between the hours of 7:10, 7:30 in the morning. And what she said is that usually she waits till it's 9 to get the off-peak train, okay, because it's cheaper. So the peak time is like rush hour, when everybody's going to work or everybody's going to school, so there's high demand for the train and then the bus services. So like around that time, the train fares cost a bit high. So what she does is when she closes at 7 or 7:30, she waits till 9 to take the off-peak train, which is obviously a bit cheaper, you understand? So she says she usually sets an alarm to, you know, alert her at that time so that she can take the train, the off-peak train. All right, so she obviously had a ticket for the off-peak train. So when it was time, she saw a train coming. When it was the usual time that she takes the off-peak train, there was a train, and then she boarded that train, and only for her to be told that the off-peak train had delayed, so the one that she was on was not the off-peak train, so she had to pay £17.30. But I'm thinking, 4 years ago, a train fare that cost £17.30 is quite expensive, isn't it? What do you think? So she said she was traumatized when the ticket inspector told her to pay that amount of money. So she was traumatized, and then she started crying, and then she said she was not going to pay because she had a ticket for the off-peak train. So long story short, she ended up not paying the £17.30, and the ticket inspector took her name and her details, okay? So she did not pay. I guess she did not have money, honestly. I guess she did not have money. So with her file is a 13-page file, right? And lots of the things were kept private because she said some of the things referred to her personal circumstances that she didn't want to be made public. So they understood her, and then they put those things private. So you can see that some of the things were private and they were not shared to the public. Yeah, I have a feeling that she was quite broke, okay? Because no matter how many hours you did at work, when you are done with your night shift, no matter how calm the shift was, you always want to appear in your bed, like when you close. For you to close at 7 and wait till 9, I guess you really did not have money. Long story short, they took her details and she didn't hear about it again. And then 29th of August 2019, she was now due to do her revalidation. So if you don't know what revalidation is, as a nurse in the UK, from 2016, the UK NMC introduced something called revalidation. Every 3 years, you have to revalidate to keep your name on the register. And there are certain requirements that you have to meet before you are able to do the revalidation. You have to have done certain number of hours of training, both in person and online. You have done certain number of hours of shifts and blah, blah, blah. So she did her revalidation. And on the revalidation form, there's a question that asks that, have you had any criminal charges or police caution or convictions against you? And she answered no. This was in 2019, almost a year after the incident. She said no. And then in July of 2020, she got an email from DBS, okay? That's the disclosure barring service, like the police check. They told her about the incidents that happened, that there's a caution or whatever against her, blah, blah, blah. She probed further and to find out more about the issue. And then she realized that apparently after that ticket inspector took her details, they sent her a letter on January 2019 asking her to pay a fine, okay? But according to her, she's so busy, she hardly opens her letters. It happens to us, sometimes the letters are just too much. So she did not open the letter, so she didn't even see that she had that charge, right? So she missed that letter. DBS was now reminding her 2 years after, and then she asked DBS and then they gave her further information about the whole thing. Then she's tried to seek advice from people. So she sought advice from people, and luckily they told her to tell her employer. So she told her employer that this is what happened. I did not pay a train fare of £17.30 years back, and not knowing that they gave me a penalty. They sent me a letter that I had to pay a fine, penalty fine, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even know because I missed the letter, and now I've been contacted by DBS, blah, blah, blah. So then she also informed the NMC. She now informed the NMC that, oh, okay, so I have received a caution, which you are supposed to do if you receive any criminal charge or any police caution or conviction. You're supposed to, as a nurse, you're supposed to inform the NMC immediately. So now she did. And now an allegation was made against her that she fraudulently or incorrectly did her revalidation. So because the incident happened in 2018 and then the court sent her the letter that she had been penalized in January 2019, which she said she did not see, and she did her revalidation later on in 2019, and she failed to disclose that she had gotten that letter which she did not see. Now it looked like either she had deliberately misled the NMC into believing that she did not have any caution, or she genuinely did not know, so that means she incorrectly inserted that because she did not know that she had a caution, right? So this is the issue. And guess what? After deliberations and everything, the NMC, the panel, decided that whatever it is, whether you did not know or you knew, they acknowledged that she did well by, whenever she found out, they acknowledged that she did well by informing them. However, that still makes whatever you wrote in your revalidation file incorrect. So whatever entry you made is incorrect, right? It's not like you were deliberately trying to mislead them into keeping your name on the register, but was an incorrect entry because you said you did not know. So since it was an incorrect entry, they now have to take your name out of the register. Yes. So they took her name off the register. It said, he submitted that the correct approach for the panel to take would be to make an order for your entry to the register to be removed, and that the register would then be open for you to make an application immediately, leaving the decision to the registrar. So now they have taken her name off the NMC register, so she cannot practice as a nurse. However, they said she can appeal, and she can do that immediately. And then if she does appeal immediately, now the decision lies in the hands of the registrar. Guys, let's pray for this lady, because I honestly think that this is something so minor. And they said that the panel noted that there was no information to suggest that there are concerns with your clinical practice, nor there was any suggesting that she pose a risk of harm to patients, colleagues, and members of the public. So that's also something positive in her favor. They said that they didn't find out of anything that makes her, a risk to her patients or her colleagues or whatever. So that's a plus for her. And I think the fact that she also came to report herself initially. So I have a feeling that if she should appeal, she'll be put back on the register, but we should put her in our prayers. So guys, these are the lessons that I have learned from this girl's story. I don't even know if it's a male or female. I don't know why I keep saying girl. One, when you are doing your revalidation or when you are registering with the NMC of UK, guys, be very vigilant. And if you have had any caution or any conviction or any criminal charge of any sort, even if you're unsure that it's something that you're supposed to tell the NMC, I think you should, and tell your employer as well. And whatever it is, if you're not sure, I think you should call RCN as well and then find out. The second thing is that open your letters and open your emails and check. You don't know who has written to you and you don't know the information in it. If she had seen this earlier, I'm very sure she would have informed them earlier and this wouldn't have been a problem. But now look at it. So open your letters and check your emails daily, guys. If you take the wrong train and you have to pay, just pay. Okay, just pay, guys. I'm sad because this could have happened to me. I have taken a train where I was literally telling the bus, it was a bus. I was taking a bus, telling the bus driver, this ticket is supposed to make me sit on this bus for free. But apparently the bus was going outskirts of Belfast and the day tickets I had did not cover outskirts of Belfast. And I was new in the country, so I didn't know. And I was insisting that no, I'm not supposed to pay because I had a day ticket. And he was trying to tell me, but for me, I didn't go back and forth. I just paid anyways. But it could have happened. It could have happened. You know, and I think if she knew that a train she took 4 years ago could land her in trouble now, I don't think she'd have. It's just £17. Some nurses make double that in an hour per shift. So guys, let's use this to advise ourselves, and all I'll say is that let's protect our heart and pen. Remember, CBT was not easy, ielts was not easy, OSCE was not easy. Let's protect our heart and pen and let's use this to advise ourselves. So guys, this is the second episode of Struck Off, where we share things that health professionals did that nearly put them in trouble, or things that health professionals did that put them in trouble, so that we can use that to advise ourselves. Okay, and I am Nana Griselda. Thank you for watching.